Welcome, dear viewers, to Meghan and Harry Tales channel. I am your host, Kelly, bringing you the latest. Stay tuned as we break it down. Our journey today starts with a memoir, a raw and unfiltered account of life within the royal family, penned by none other than Prince Harry himself. This book, aptly titled Spare, has quickly become the eye of a storm of controversy, dividing nations, inflaming royal watchers, and leaving wounds gaping in a family already torn apart. But as the dust settled from its explosive release, another battle began to take shape. This was not about the words within the pages of Spare. This was not about the shocking revelations or the candid confessions. This was about something more, something deeper. This was about the ownership of Spare. At the forefront of this battle, two figures emerged, their voices loud and clear in the cacophony of the controversy. Judy James, renowned for her keen analysis of public figures' body language, and Alexia, another fierce critic. Their target? Meghan Markle. The accusations came fast and furious, painting a narrative that was as intriguing as it was unsettling. Harry, the prince, the author, was portrayed as a mere puppet, his strings being pulled by his wife, Meghan. The picture painted by Judy James was of a prince manipulated, a man led rather than leading. But this story is not just about who penned the words of Spare, it's about who owns the narrative. As Spare dominates global bestseller lists, its legacy hangs in the balance. The deeper the book cuts into the heart of the royal family, the more critics like Judy and Alexia press their attacks. And through it all, Meghan remains silent. Her words are carefully measured, her interviews calculated, but the critics continue to circle like vultures. Judy and Alexia, two of the most vocal opponents, have turned this into a war not just over Harry's memoir, but over Meghan's influence. As the storm of controversy grows, two vocal critics, Judy James and Alexia, have turned their sights on Meghan Markle. The accusations came swiftly, striking like arrows aimed at Meghan. Renowned critics Judy James and Alexia didn't hold back, casting Meghan in the role of puppeteer, the mastermind behind Prince Harry's controversial memoir, Spare. Their assertions were bold, their allegations severe. Meghan, they claimed, was the one pulling the strings, directing the narrative and controlling the prince. Judy James, a well-known figure famed for her uncanny ability to dissect the body language of public figures, painted a picture that was hard to ignore. She portrayed Harry as a man manipulated, a prince led rather than leading, a puppet dancing to Meghan's tune. The story she spun was compelling, even shocking, and it quickly gained traction, fueling the fires of controversy. Alexia, another critic with a sharp tongue and an even sharper pen, echoed Judy's sentiments. She argued that Harry, despite being the official author of Spare, was merely a conduit for Meghan's voice. Alexia suggested that Meghan was using the memoir to wield power, to control the narrative, and to shape public perception. But the battle isn't just about who wrote the words, it's about who owns the narrative. As Spare continues to dominate global bestseller lists, its legacy hangs in the balance. The deeper the book cuts into the heart of the royal family, the more critics like Judy and Alexia press their attacks. The accusations are fierce, the critics are relentless, and the stakes are high. In this royal drama, the fight for control over Spare has taken centre stage. Meghan, usually vocal and outspoken, remains silent amidst the storm, her silence only fueling the critics' accusations of manipulation. The critics argue that Meghan is determined to control the memoir, to claim it as her own victory, her own weapon in the ongoing royal feud. But as the accusations fly and the controversy deepens, one thing becomes clear. The battle isn't just about who wrote the words, it's about who owns the narrative. To the public, Meghan remains silent, her words carefully measured, her interviews calculated. In the wake of the controversy surrounding Spare, Meghan Markle's response has been noticeably absent. No press releases, no statements, no social media posts. A stark contrast to the whirlwind of accusations and critiques swirling around her. Her silence, however, speaks volumes. It's like a chess game where she's waiting for the right moment to make her move. Critics interpret this silence as an admission of guilt, a sign of manipulation. They argue that Meghan's quiet demeanour is a calculated strategy, a way to control the narrative without uttering a single word. On the other hand, the public sees her silence in a different light. Some view it as strength, a dignified response to the media circus. Others see it as a sign of respect for the royal family and an attempt to keep personal matters private. Her silence becomes a mirror, reflecting the opinions and biases of those who look into it. Judy James and Alexia, the most vocal critics, continue their relentless pursuit. They interpret Meghan's silence as a challenge, a silent battle cry in this war over spare. They press on, their words cutting through the silence like a sword, hoping to provoke a response, a slip, a sign of weakness. But Meghan remains steadfast, her silence unbroken. It's as if she's navigating through a minefield, every word, every action scrutinized and dissected. Her silence is her shield, protecting her from the onslaught of accusations and assumptions. Yet this silence also raises questions. Is she truly the puppet master critics claim she is, or is she merely a woman caught in the crossfire of a memoir that has taken a life of its own? In this silent battle, the lines blur between villain and victim, between truth and speculation. In the silence, the truth remains elusive. In this war over spare, Meghan's silence is her most powerful weapon, her strongest defense. But it also leaves room for interpretation, for doubts and assumptions. And in this silence, the battle rages on, the truth hidden in the shadows. Ownership of spare has become more than just legal jargon, it's become a symbol of authority, control and dominance in a royal drama that has captivated the world's attention. It's a subtle tug of war between the lines of a memoir and the lines of power, between the ink of a pen and the weight of a crown. As the pages of Spare continue to turn, so do the gears of public perception. This isn't just about a book anymore. This is about the narrative it carries, the influence it wields, and the power it bestows. To many, it has become a symbol of power, a weapon, in a royal battle of narratives. Critics like Judy James and Alexia argue that Meghan Markle is using Spare as her own sword, her own shield in the ongoing royal conflict. They see her not just as a participant, but as the director of this unfolding drama. They believe she's trying to control the narrative, to claim it as her own victory, her own triumph in a battle that shows no signs of ending. But is this truly the case? Are we witnessing a power play, a strategic move in the chessboard of royal politics? Or is this simply a woman's fight for her voice, for her truth in a world that is quick to judge and slow to understand? These questions continue to swirl, fueling debates and dividing opinions, and while the world speculates, Meghan remains silent, her words carefully chosen, her actions meticulously calculated. Her silence, however, is not an admission of guilt, but a testament to her strength. But what does this silence say about the symbol of power that Spare has become? Is it a sign of control, a display of dominance, or a refusal to partake in a war of words that only serves to distract from the truth? In the end, the ownership of Spare has transcended legal technicalities. It has become a symbol of power, a beacon in a royal saga that continues to unfold. But in the silence, the truth remains elusive. As the world watches, the fight for Spare rages on. Judy James and Alexia's attacks grow sharper, their words cutting deeper. The criticism intensifies, the stakes are raised, and the battle lines are drawn. This is no longer a skirmish. This is war. Judy James, renowned for her razor-sharp analysis of the world's most prominent figures, continues to hone her scathing critique. Her words, like a skilled swordsman's blade, are precise, cutting deep into the heart of the matter. Alexia, too, wields her words like a weapon, her arguments relentless in their pursuit of truth. Their joint offensive is fierce, their criticism relentless, their determination unwavering. The battlefield is set, the players are in position, and the war over Spare rages with an intensity that is both thrilling and terrifying. The world watches captivated as this royal drama unfolds, each new revelation more shocking than the last. But amidst the chaos and the clamour, one figure stands silent but resolute. Meghan, the eye of the storm, remains unyielding in the face of criticism. Her silence is her strength, her calm demeanour her shield. She stands firm, a beacon of resilience in the heart of the battlefield. This is more than a memoir. This is a battlefield, and at the heart of it stands Meghan, silent but resolute. In the end, who truly owns a story, the one who writes it or the one who shapes it? In the grand narrative of royalty and power, who has the final say? Is it the author, the subject, or the critics who dissect each word? This is a question we must all ponder as the battle for Spare rages on. Thank you everyone for watching the video. Remember to subscribe, share, and leave a comment. I am your loyal host, Kelly, signing off.